What's up everybody, and welcome to the channel. In today's video, you join me in grayscale black and white because we are unveiling my newly wrapped Toyota Supra. Bought this car brand new about 6 months ago, finished off in the black color, and one of my thought processes behind actually buying a black car was the fact that this is the perfect color to wrap. Something I've always wanted to do is change the color, do a vinyl wrap. And yeah, I did this myself in my garage. About 2 months ago, I ordered 35 feet of vinyl in a specific color after looking at quite a few samples. And luckily last week it rained all day, every day. So you know what? Save some things for a rainy day, and that's exactly what I did. So without further ado, you can kind of see the color combo in grayscale, at least with the design that I did. Let's go ahead, get some color going, and show you my new Toyota Supra. So there you guys go. This is finished off in KPMF Gloss Indulgent Blue. I looked through quite a few samples. Let me show you all the different samples that I had. I ordered these from a combination of different websites overall, but check out all these samples. So comment below, did I make the right choice going in this color, or should I have gone through any of these other colors? So I even thought of something a little wild like pink. This color actually is really, really cool. It's a 3M Fierce Fuchsia. That would have been a cool one. I believe that is the color I picked right here. There was a 3M version very similar, but the KPMF just seemed to have a little bit better smooth texture to it. As you can see, I definitely went with a lot of different blues and then a few reds to throw in there, a few more flat blues like the S3. So I had some cool ideas. Now that we have the shade, I think it looks fantastic. I really like how it popped. This would have been pretty unique. And satin red, this is what I had the mirror caps before doing the wrap. Now a few months ago when I installed the carbon fiber wing, after that point I got a lot of comments on future videos of people asking where the wing went. So I never fully installed it just because at that point I didn't have the cars paint coated and I knew I was gonna wrap it and I didn't want to stick anything on the bare raw paint until I did all of those things. And I really liked the design I did. My goal was to try to keep this as simple as possible given this car is kind of crazy to wrap. But as you can see, I did the knifeless tape line to where I left all the body colored exposed just to give it kind of a unique design. And you can see how this matches the fender and lines up perfectly to that inside of the wing. So it really worked out nicely just doing that color combination. And with the bronze wheels, it's a nice dark bronze of course on these ESR wheels, to where it doesn't look like a Subaru rally car with blue and gold. So I like the overall combo. It ended up coming out really good. And this was definitely something else to learn how to wrap. As far as the sizes, so like I said, 35 feet. The hood itself was an 8 foot by 5 foot piece, and crazy enough, that wasn't big enough. The 5 feet stopped right about here on the hood, and we had to stretch it about 2 to 3 inches. That's the one piece that my brother helped me with. I needed help for that for sure. And with the heat gun and stuff, we stretched quite a lot. And I will say, this isn't sponsored or anything by KPMF. I've never used their vinyl before. I've only ever used Vivid and 3M. The fact that this stuff stretches so much without ripping or melting blew me away. I've worked with the other brands, of course, when I wrapped my GTR years ago. You know, if I held the heat gun on it too much, I easily melted holes in the vinyl. This, I held it on a test piece that was 6 inches long. I just held the heat gun right on it. Nothing happened, and I stretched it over a foot. So this stuff stretched so well, it was actually decently easy given how difficult this car was. But the hood was a challenge. That took us about 3 or 4 hours. And then the rest of it I did solo. It really wasn't the worst. Quarter panels took me about 2 hours each. The doors, the front side fenders, the side blades, all that, really not all hard. And then the front and rear bumper. Those pieces were 10 feet by 2.5 feet. It is super wide given it wraps around so much of the car. So much of this car is just one ginormous piece. The front bumper was the worst. That took me all day, about 7 or 8 hours. It's not perfect. There are a few pieces that I kind of need to touch up a little bit, press back down just because the contours are crazy. But overall, I think the quality wise and everything came out pretty good. I'd give it like a 90% perfection level. Overall, it does look pretty good. And the color really, really pops. You're also gonna see, of course, did new stickers, but just a closer look, I think it came out pretty nice. I am shocked a lot of people don't wrap the door handles or these side blades. These were like the easiest pieces. The door handles pop off with one screw. It was actually really cool how they do it. It's this little rubber piece right here you pop off, and you stick like a T20 down there, and then with that unscrewed 3 turns, you pop this right off and unplug it. So it was actually insanely easy, and I just was able to cut it along that body line, which turned out nice. Door jambs, being a black car, you don't really have to worry about doing the door jambs because you really can't notice it. Now, one thing I am kind of torn on doing is the mirror caps. As you know, I had them wrapped in the satin red like I had on my previous Supra, just to add some color to the black, match the seat belts, the brake calipers, and of course the taillights. Should I keep the mirrors the way they are, factory, the satin black? Should I wrap them blue, or should I wrap them gloss black? Because my idea with that is there's 3 different colors of black. You're gonna see satin black on the mirror, this is all gloss black, and then the paint is a metallic black. So kind of weird to have 3 different blacks. I don't know if that really makes a difference or not. It does match the satin there, and it kind of at least makes this all look black, and then the blues down below. So I don't know, comment below, what do you guys think I should do with the mirror caps? But that's kind of the only thing up for grabs of what I want to change on it. As far as the front bumper, I do want to get some sort of trim pieces for the fake vents in the side. Under them, it keeps popping up with the littlest of bubbles. So that is the one annoying part with the car right there. Other than that, not too bad overall. And I did wrap right over the parking sensors. As long as the vinyl is nice and flush with them, really not gonna have any issues. But there it is. As far as the timing, how long did this take? I have a full time-lapse video going up. You're gonna see that linked in the description. I'll play a few clips right now. In the first 3 days, I was able to knock out the doors, the side blades, the rear fenders, the whole lower side skirt, the piece behind the front wheels along with the trunk. And that's when I was able to get the spoiler installed and just kind of get the theme going. Of course, I used the knifeless tape to continue the line from the spoiler into this fender. The fender is a huge round section. You can kind of notice in one of the time-lapse clips, when I first tried it, I started with the round portion and then tried to work it up. That was nearly impossible, so I peeled that off, started over, and started with the upper section, and then it went much smoother going down the car. The doors really weren't all too hard either, and then this lower side skirt was probably the easiest, didn't really need any heat. Front piece was easy. All this wasn't too bad as well. The bumpers definitely were a little bit of work. Rear bumper wasn't all too bad. I have a separate piece for around the license plate, which worked out nicely. And as you can see, I did put the Supra badge back on. However, GR is removed. I went ahead and just left that off just to keep it more symmetrical. I put that on my work cabinet in the garage, so that kind of looks cool. But there we go, custom vinyl wrapped Toyota Supra. First time doing a full wrap on a car in one solid color. Some of you may remember when I had the GTR a couple years ago, I did a camo wrap, which was all individual different pieces. That was an interesting job. I learned a lot about vinyl, and I was able to transfer a lot of what I learned with that car to doing this. And back then, some people hated that. That's kind of why I did it. I wanted to learn more about vinyl wrapping without really breaking the bank. All in all, this was about 350 bucks worth of work, and honestly didn't take all too much time. Within a week, I was able to knock it out, and it worked out. I did the first 3 days, then went on vacation for a week, came back, Mike and I knocked out the hood, and then Saturday, Sunday, knocked out the bumpers and got it all done. But comment below, what do you guys think? I really do love the color. It just pops so well. Really fits the contours within this car, and I love now having the wing back on, because I actually haven't had the wing on at all. I literally put it on for the video and would just kind of set it on for a few other videos where I wanted to feature it, but now it just looks so good. All that carbon fiber, and I love how the canards fit as well within the vinyl. I was able to cut the vinyl behind it, do all this without removing the rear bumper, and this kind of covers that up too. So it's kind of nice to have a few pieces that are able to cut some weird cuts that you had in the vinyl. I will say, I truly appreciate the people who do this for a living. When you can vinyl wrap a car and it comes out perfect, obviously it's $3,000 or $4,000 to have a professional do this, but the people who do this perfectly and every single day on so many cars and can get a whole car done in a couple days, that is a lot of work, definitely a big skill set. And I can see why people charge quite a lot of money to do it. My goal was to make it simple and as easy as possible. Didn't remove anything aside from the bumper to do it. But it's fun. It's definitely fun to have a car that looks like this for now. It really pops in the garage, and it makes the S3 honestly not look all too bright. Now on top of all that, I'll go ahead and list down below on Amazon a lot of the tools I used. The wrapping gloves seem to be one of the best tools. It really made it easy, just getting those contours right, especially being such a curvy car. The squeegee tool is a very rigid product. Your fingers and hands work really well. So I'll have wrapping gloves linked below. I bought a kit on Amazon with a bunch of little squeegees, little tools, blades and things like that. Of course, a heat gun was a must-have. And all in all, really not the worst as far as pricing goes to get something like this squared away. It does take a lot of patience, and of course you gotta kind of know what you're doing. That's why I've done a lot of little vinyl projects over the years, even going back to my TC back when I was a 16-year-old. So I did a little bit on that car, and every car kind of done more and more just to learn how it works. And officially, I've now wrapped a full car. If I could have one professional help me with something, the front bumper, I wouldn't mind a professional knocking that out for me, because that was a lot of work, and gosh, I don't know how you get that perfect. Everything else came out like 95% perfect. So really, really good overall. Just that front bumper is a pain to work on. But other than that, pretty cool project. Hope you guys like the color. Comment below, what do you think? Should I have gone with a different blue? Personally, I love it. It came out exactly what I was looking for. The two-tone theme came out spot on. The wheels, I didn't know if I was gonna wanna change the color of them, but I'm leaving them bronze. I think it looks perfect. But there you guys go. Wrapped Toyota Supra in the KPMF Gloss Indulgent Blue. Gosh, it is a pretty color. Really pops, and oh man, it looks sweet. So anyways, there you guys go. A wrapped Toyota Supra. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, stay tuned for plenty more content, and check out the full time-lapse video down below of the entire project with some really cool cinematics at the end, with of course some nice rollers. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video.